Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition, to another installment of hashtag Fade to Black. As I'm setting up, just a little bit more apologies about that, ladies and gentlemen, but we're here and peace. Hold up, let me do a proper introduction. In the nick of time, ladies and gentlemen, my bruh Johnson,
I'm
and who you
always
put
here.
Morris. Hey, welcome. Hey, man. Hey, we missed you last week, man. We missed you.
Uh, Work, man.
Yeah, I
It,
get ready to say.
it's it's ironically funny because my last job they told me I wasn't a good fit to be a supervisor, but this job I got like 12 people up under me.
Oh wow, talk about leadership position. Good grief, man. Hey, got a lot to talk about. I'm happy that my boy Billsley he's on.
I see them pop
Because
up.
yeah, got a lot of things to talk about. Because he got this heat too after the Rittenhouse case. I know I talked about it on the Friday with Teach, but I got tagged in a post the other day, and I basically said what I said on Instagram. I want to elaborate it much more. But other than that, you know the deal. We like to thank Sky Zone Society for sponsoring this show. Beats, what new stuff that Sky Zone got going on? I know I've been seeing their Instagram, all that stuff. But I think you're the best man to explain what new things are
I
going on
mean,
with Sky Zone.
well, aside from the various visual concepts that they're creating for artists, aside from the print work and the fashion apparel that they're designing, aside from the actual candles, and how many folks can say their house smell like a PlayStation? That's just a gamer thing right there. But I digress. We're also, and I say we because I'm a part of that as well, um, getting back into the web series. We're finished up a couple of first couple episodes of season 2 of Filthy, and we're getting ready to drop that for the end of the year, start the year out right. So if you don't know about Filthy, go check it out.
Oh, don't worry.
Get a quick binge.
This guy already binged on it, and I've been begging him to. I said second season, and don't worry, Wet Network is going to be the official home of Filthy, so keep that in mind. But other than that,
Yes, sir.
since Beast been out, Beast, you are the first at bat for the opening statement. Here we go.
All right. Well, it's been a while since I went on a little rant, and with everything going on, and folk getting away with murder, other folk getting caught, cities in upheaval, and on the cusp of a pandemic-like purge. There's a lot of tension in the air. Everybody's real testy. The holidays will do that to you, you know. As someone who is not fond of the holidays, there's good reason. Holidays are all about family and friends and reminiscing about good times. But like most black folk know about family, when certain family members die, ain't no more family holidays. Ain't no point really worth celebrating because those particular people ain't around to help you enjoy it like you know you would. You got to find some replacements. So until then, the holidays ain't shit. So I can understand. I cannot understand taking it to a Grinch level of wanting to make other people suffer. Um, in the immortal words of the brother from Talladega Nights, don't nobody give a damn about your problems. Everybody got some motherfucking problems. Ain't a motherfucking soul on this earth ain't got a problem. Even if their life is perfect, bitch, they got problems. 1 foot longer than the other. They got webbed feet. They got this big ass lump in the middle of their back they don't tell nobody about. They got some extra genitalia. Everybody got some fucking problems. They see themselves wrong. So don't ever sit here and think that your problems are bigger than others and that you are removed from the human equation. This is a time that we should be more proactive about not just reminiscing and renewing, but also revitalizing, rejuvenating, and rerouting a lot of people to get them back into that familial family love and spirit again. Just enough to help them make it through the year to the next go around. That's all we really asking for. I feel like if we really did that more, you really wouldn't hear stories like this in the news. Folk getting ran over at parades. You wouldn't have these entitled white boys just shooting motherfuckers for shits and giggles because they want to be famous. Now, to that point, we need to start slapping kids again. Let y'all take that in. Spare the rod, spoil the child. There's a finite difference between abuse and discipline. Discipline is the conscience that is beaten into your body and your brain that tells you, hey, if you do this and it goes wrong, you may end up having to, catch some physical hell. Are you worth it? Is it worth it? Do you want to do it? That's what discipline gets you. Abuse just leaves you traumatized and scarred and not wanting to interact with anyone. So there's a fucking difference. Stop babying these little bastards. Women, stop alienating the little boys from all men. Not all men are fucking pedophiles and perverts. I mean, most of us are perverts, but it's varying degrees. Most of us functional. Point being, had that woman had some kind of real man around to slap some fucking sense in the back of that boy's head, he wouldn't have put on that bullshit ass show embarrassing his family and his good name. Now you gotta be looked at your whole life as a fucking murderer. People don't forget that shit. We got the internet, so we'll never forget that shit. But back to the holidays. Treat folk better. Try to look out. Show genuine concern. That little can make a lot. And with that, I yield the floor. Thank you for the rant.
Like always, Beast, it's great. But I think this is the first ever time for my opening statement that I got a brew. And there's a reason why. So, for anybody that follows me, either here on Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram, and anybody else who knows me, knows I only say something that when I really say it, I say it and that's it. I'm here to tell you those days are over. Definitely with the show. Those days of me of like not putting my dog in the fights, those days are come and gone. So let me explain myself again on this Rittenhouse case. Let me explain myself. When I still consider him a battle buddy. From a long, long time ago, who's posting an article, tagged me into a libertarian post about a story of Andrew Coffey, whatever the freak his name. I forgot the brother's name. I encourage y'all to go on my Instagram, follow me, request it in the video. I think that's the second video, one of the second new video for Alamonte, for the Alamonte show. So basically with this story, he was trying to justify self-defense. But the only problem is with this story that's come from Florida that he tagged me in was very Breonna Taylor-esque, where police who said that they announced themselves shot up the place, and dude was like, shit, I'm gonna defend myself. And unfortunately, his girlfriend got in the crosshairs and she died. And here's the crazy thing. They was going to charge him for the murder of his girlfriend. Like the police didn't have any involvement in that. Like their bullet just miraculously didn't hit her. So the guy got off. But he was trying to compare that to the Rittenhouse case. You can't compare apples to oranges. You just can't. Now, the old me would have just left it alone if I didn't have a show. I would have left it alone. Would have been like, all right, cool, fine. If that's what you believe, that's what you believe. But then when you have a show and you put your foot on the pedal to push it and drive your point, now I got to say something. Now I'm going to take it to that level. Yes, I'm not that go, when they go low, you go high. As much as I disagree with Charmaine 50% of the time, I agree with him when he sit there saying, I'm not going to go high. I'm going to go low to the damn flow. And that's what I did. I wish I could show y'all the Instagram video. I probably will in the middle of the show. And what I said is what I said. I'm not tripping off the Rittenhouse verdict. And for anybody who's defending this kid, definitely when you look like me, you are disingenuous, you are ignorant, and that's not even an opinion. That's who you are. Yeah, I said that too. It's who you are. If you defend murder or defend a murderer, that kind of got my cock in my head on what you think about other murderers, even the ones you don't like. Because if it's that murderer that you don't like that get off, what's the one thing you thinking in your mind? If it was me, I would shoot him. In other words, you become what you hate. Are we all at fault at this? Yes. We at fault at this. Yeah, Pills, yeah, very delusional. But he's not the only one. So I'm going to tell y'all this. I do believe in picking your battles and, keep your dog out of a fight that you're not going to win. Don't put your dog in every single fight. But I'm going to start putting myself in more fights. I'm going to start putting me in more battles. Because the craziness of social media have got a lot of people real bold out these streets. Where people thinking agree to disagree is a solution. It's not a damn solution. You're agreeing to disagree. There's no solutions. There's no respect in that. There is no respect. It's like accepting a draw is a loss. No, the draw is not a loss. Yes, it's a number in the stat column, but it means nothing. For example, i.e. the Pittsburgh Steelers and the freaking Detroit Lions last week. Stalemate. There's no winners. It's a tie. Nobody wins, nobody loses. But people are accepting it as a loss. No, it's not a loss. And that's why when I hear agree to disagree, you're not agreeing on anything. How y'all started at first is how y'all ended. Nothing. And now we live in a world where people who have delusional takes and not realizing that it's racist, dumb, stupid, or delusional, that is being accepted in society right now. People want to talk about, look at what Lil Nas X doing. Look at how that's acceptable. But you're forgetting you got people who sit there shooting people and they're getting away with it. You still got brothers and sisters behind bars that are innocent. But you got people who do the same crimes, either get a lesser charge. Nowadays, it's not even a lesser charge. They're getting smacks on their hands. I always say on this show, not everybody deserves to sit at the damn table. When we all talking about Ford pickup trucks, we're not sitting here going to bring somebody who's a Chevy fan to the table and talk about Chevy trucks. When we're talking about Fords, I'm just using that as an example. Are you going to bring somebody to the table that is talking something completely different than what you're talking about? Only comparison is a truck. This is what this country has come down to, where conspiracy theories are now becoming facts and true, and they never came true. Now everybody know about the deep state of the government, but never worked for the damn government. Everybody want reparations, but don't vote or know what the politics is going on in their community. Now everybody's a fucking expert. Everybody's a goddamn expert now. And we got these type of people sitting at the table like they got something to say. And it's funny how Beast brought up, we need to start whipping the child. It's funny that he brought that up because now we got the children that should be getting beaten. Now they're getting defended by the law because when they get smart or do something wrong and their parents about to whip their ass, now that parent probably going to go to jail now. That's where our country is right now. Even though I'm not a proponent on beating, but yes, I do. When the kid gets smart, yeah, smacking the mouth and all that stuff. But you can't even do that now. So not going too much or derail for what I'm trying to say. I said what I said about the Rittenhouse verdict. I don't agree with it, but I'm at a point of what are we going to do about it? Are we going to keep doing the same old dance of protesting, hoping that it sticks and all that stuff and it changes and all that stuff? Or are we actually going to do something? Are we actually going to do something? Because like I said on Friday, there's 1,000 other Rittenhouse in this country. And just like that judge, there are thousands of other judges in this country like him. But what you gonna do about it? And a lot of y'all sitting there saying that you don't care. Really? If you complain about racism and white supremacy in this country, guess what? You do care. You just can't choose to turn the light off and on when you feel like it. White supremacy don't take a day off. Neither should you. Because if you accuse me as a criminal, and let's say, knock on wood, I am, and you're accusing me, that day when you don't accuse me, guess what I'm still doing? Killing. So you just can't sit there and be all in 1 minute and next minute, that don't bother me. Because a lot of y'all sit there saying, well, Rittenhouse killed nothing but white folks. Yes, that is true. White folks that was fighting for you. Black Lives Matter. For you to live a better tomorrow. And then a lot of your students say, well, I ain't force them. But you still complain that white supremacy is still happening. And then you wonder why the same place that you are now today is just no different than you was last year. So once again, two things I want y'all to take away from this rant. One, I said what I said, and I'm going to continue saying these things because I know I'm going to get more opposing views against me than those that agree with me. I'm ready for the smoke, but y'all better be ready to take it as well. And number two, and this is more to you, who says that you don't care. What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do? Are you gonna sit back in your freaking rooms and be Twitter fingers and Facebook fingers, post on your YouTube channel, or keep going to the new black media as they complain and don't come up with solutions? And then you realize I'm in the same situation that I was last year? Because that's 9 times out of 10 what you're gonna do. But if you want to really impact your community, that things like this don't happen again, what you going to do differently? Think about that. And we're going to talk more about this on the show. I'm happy that Beast is on, but that is my final thought. I yield the floor. When we come back, we're going to talk about what's been going on in the world of hip hop. I really wanted to talk about Beast about the death of young Dolph, because I think he probably would know a whole lot about that. So I'm going to get his take on that when we come back. All right. Here we go. That's Hulk Hogan's favorite question. What you going to? Thank you.
What you gonna do, brother?
Yeah. So I had to go on that rant, Beast, because I mean you started off. I said I knew what I was going to say, but I said I need to do it much more like passionately. So we go. I'm gonna get your take on the Rittenhouse in a little bit, but let's talk about the young Dolph situation. You're not too far away from Memphis. I've been in Memphis before, and I guarantee you, Billsley, he probably been to Memphis. And I was, Memphis is to me Nashville. Yes, I'm gonna get racial. Nashville to me is white country. Mm-hmm. Memphis, I think about the Delta Blues, black, and then people don't talk about hip hop. There's a big staple in Southern hip hop, definitely the gritty of Memphis. Mm-hmm. And nobody don't barely even talk about that. Like I think of like David Banner. Like I didn't even know what's this? What's another group? Was it 3-6 Mafia? 3-6 Mafia.
When you think of just Tennessee and Memphis, you thinking of what you would consider a pioneer state.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to Southern hip hop. You gotta have 8-Ball, MJG. That's Orange Mile. That's right up the road from Memphis. Memphis is all 3-6. But for this new generation, it's been Yo Gotti and Dolph. Mm-hmm. Dolph had his Nipsey Hussle comparisons as far as the way he kind of moved amongst society. Very benevolent individual, very honest about what the fuck he gonna do. Like he's one of the few rappers to say if he could say he throw money out, no, that nigga really threw money out. It wasn't fake money. He threw real money out at the crowd because that's how he was. But it's fucked up. It's fucked up. He died. But what's more fucked up is when you live in that street life and you got your altercations and misunderstandings and beefs with niggas. When niggas die, the first person that's considered as the suspect or one of the main persons of interest is the last nigga they had beef with. So if me and Donnell get into it, and I end up punching him in the face and pulling the blade on him, then months later, Lord forbid he get called home and there's some kind of stab wound involved, you goddamn right the police gonna be knocking in my fucking door and doing surveillance on my ass. It could be somebody completely different, but the last known altercation and incidents of an individual that wanted to take it to this point was me. So I'm the first motherfucker they're gonna look at. So like when I first heard it, I wasn't shocked because unfortunately when you live that life, that shit gonna happen. My first comment was, they gonna find a way to pin this on Gotti. Like, no, they not. Like, yes, they are. Man, but he had beef with everybody else. I was like, yeah, but nobody else had beef with him that resulted in 100 rounds being shot at. That was Gotti's mess. So that's the first motherfucker they're gonna be coming looking for. He's the first one gonna catch the real heat. All this other shit that's popping up now, like they showing videos and surveillance saying that the area that he was shot at had a music video shot at around the same time in the same area. They looking for 3 individuals that got that's known for their lifestyle and oddly enough are associated or linked with Soulja Boy because he trying to throw his name in. Fucking culture vulture. I can't stand the motherfucker. I can't stand motherfucker that's just trying to eat up somebody's name.
Talking about Soulja Boy?
Yeah.
Yeah, they started to put his name up there, but I was like, I thought they was gonna do a Millennium tour together, and he pulled out.
So I had to go ahead and dispel that ignorance. That wasn't a conspiracy myth. What about Soulja Boy? Soulja Boy gonna say and do anything he can to keep his name relevant. That nigga is the equivalent of some white reality star bitch that got married and now she do his Housewives of shows. That's Soulja Boy. He gonna do. I hope he get back to him because he can talk all this shit he want to me. Bitch, you not gonna pull up. So you can FaceTime me talking all you fuck you want to. I know you a bitch and you won't say it in my face.
So here's my take on Soulja Boy. Billsy said Soulja Boy is so irrelevant.
That's why this is the same man that the only real credit he has and contribution he has to hip hop is being one of the first digital artists. You made your money and your preference off of the internet. Okay, we give you that. But all this other shit you talking, just to keep, they talking about Kanye. Kanye ain't nobody. I fucked Kim Kardashian before him and Ray J.
You realize we did that at the same time, right? You know we did that at the same time, like
yes.
Okay. I mean,
you know what? See, this is why some people don't get involved in conversations because y'all say stupid shit like that. We don't want to talk to you no more.
Right. I mean,
it's bad enough the nigga look like Michael Jackson from the Thriller video when he turned into the zombie. Turn around. Every time I see this nigga, I just keep thinking. Stay off that blow, nigga.
No, my thing is with Soulja Boy is I was like, why his name came up in this whole entire conversation, and come to find out that he was supposed to go on tour with them, and he just pulled out, and I was like, okay. I mean, that you would think that would be it, right? You think that would be it, and then it just went on and just kept going, and I just think that sometimes silence is golden.
It is.
He said Soulja Boy believes that he's a Jackie Robinson of hip hop. Yes. No, I don't even think he thinks he's a Jackie Robinson. He tried to think he's a Babe Ruth of freaking of hip hop.
Nigga, you ain't even Pete Rose.
I mean, and Pete Rose cheated. But the crazy thing is when Soulja Boy pioneered. He's the one that started digital music streaming, Let's give him his props. He basically birthed streaming. That's now a multi-billion-dollar business now. Give it a couple of years, it's going to be a $1 trillion business. We give you credit for that, sir. But see, a smart mind would have been like, damn, I could have created my own shit before Napster, before freaking Tidal, before Spotify, before Apple iTunes, before Google Play. You would have been better off. Not even eating, you will be owning the factory, not even factories. You will be fat, obese, with multiple streams of money. But you just chose to basically start the match, and then everybody else just took off with it. And so you did basically, Soulja Boy, he did not capitalize on the thing that he originally started by accident. Let's be for real. He started this by accident, even though it was his song, but he started something by accident that's now worth multi-billion dollars. And you're not getting no residuals off that, sir. None.
No, that's the first and that's why he's trying to.
Yeah.
I respect the man's entrepreneurship, you know.
Yeah.
You know, the whole thing about making your own game system, I respect the whatever legitimacy was in there. You know, that's a bold move, sir. Very thinking outside the box. I could respect the fuck out of that. So the fact that you was trying something, I had respect for you then when you was talking that. I was like, all right, he talk a lot of crazy shit, but yeah, it's kind of making sense, you know. And just think about the average hip hop artist, especially black. What do we diversify to? Fashion, shoes, cars, gaudy materialistic things that don't really hold no appreciative value long term, don't become antiques. Video games are now on the level of cars and architecture and, you know, just fabrications and manufacturers of an era, like lamps that was only made in the 40s. Like that's what games and game systems are now.
Yeah, Nintendo, Atari,
ColecoVision. Come on, like if you, just to show your age, people like, man, I'm old, man. I had this. Like, no, motherfucker, I'm old. What you mean? I only had a joystick and a button.
Yes,
that's it. That is it. We climbed, we grabbed on ropes. We climbed over fucking tar pits and alligators. We flew into space. We drew shit with one joystick and one fucking button. And you motherfuckers got a plethora of them. Shut your fucking whining.
What's the one with the
Sorry
ball?
for showing my age.
Yeah, what's the one with the ball? That was my all-time favorite game.
Oh no, that was Coleco. That was Coleco. You talking about the peripheral when you actually had the little physical ball that you? Oh yeah, that was Coleco.
Yeah, that game, because they got those games still in arcades over here.
Are you talking about the bowling joint? Oh yeah, yeah. They still got them.
No, I'm happy that Billsy still watching. Yeah, he remembers that.
Tell them a joystick and a. Look, we showing all the gray hairs today. Was you young whippersnappers don't know shit.
Right, and what about the centipede?
Come on, this game is hard. The game is hard. Bitch, you don't know hard till you gotta play a whole game from front to back with no saves and 3 men.
Right. And then not to mention, let's go ahead to Nintendo. You know the struggle of Nintendo when you had to find the right damn channel and you gotta
this how you gotta do right here. You want to That's why most of us got bad lungs now. It ain't because we, it's because we blew a third of that motherfucker out trying to get the game to work.
I know, right? And the thing is, I mean, even freaking Nintendo, man, you like put that sucker in, and you remember when you in the middle of the game, that sucker just messes up. You like definitely when you're winning every time. I know with Super Mario. Oh, I was winning that game. Did Dixie, you know? Damn, I was like, you mother.
Oh, no, that's when you realize what parent is cool. When situations like that, my dad was the gamer. My dad was one of them parents that would buy shit for kids, but it's really for him. He's like, hey, you got your kids a Nintendo. Yeah, we got a Nintendo. Yeah. We as in the family. Bitch, family, no, that's his. If that motherfucker is on and he's not there, we just ain't playing the game till he get back. Cause bitch, I ain't brave enough to keep it going, and I know my mama ain't fucking stupid enough to turn that bitch off. Oh no, you trying to die in this motherfucker? He will replace all of us.
Oh yeah, my mom did that with the Sega Genesis. Even though she don't want a minute, mama, I love you. I gotta keep it real. Because with Sega Genesis, this is when they were selling the smaller cartridges. It was just as small.
Oh yeah.
That's when PlayStation came out.
Mm-hmm.
So I was already on to the next one. And she over there playing in the room with the Sega. I said, yeah, Mom, I knew you bought that for yourself. I knew you bought it for yourself. I'm not even mad no more. I got a PlayStation. You got me a PlayStation. But yeah, the kids ain't gonna
like, boy, hush up.
Right, basically.
And they need, in all honesty, it's the balance of life. You can't know what the day is until you know what night is. You can't know what something good is until you've had a bad equivalent to steer you in that direction. You can't know true appreciation if you've never known suffering.
I see. They will never understand that. Beast, myself, and Billingsley, we've been through how many game consoles, including right now? Probably 10.
No, this is how I broke it down to my mans. When it comes to help everyone, especially with these Zennial millennials, no, fuck all that. They're gonna keep it real simple. 80s babies, we are the children of technology because our parents, most of them averaged out about the time that TV was invented and became prevalent. We are the second generation of that shit. Oh, nigga. I'm just being real. Like,
yeah,
there's a children like who like I said, we went from one button on a game that you had to have on one specific channel because you had to have not multiple cords, but just multiple shit connected to the TV just to get it to work.
Yes, and the right channel.
Now we got shit on phone. Like, we have games and phones that none of us truly, there's beyond the comprehension of the fucking Jetsons. And we grew up watching that thinking, man, I can't wait to fucking fly around. And nigga, we ain't flying yet, but we damn sure got TVs in the cars. Damn sure got cleaning robots. They ain't fully life size yet, but they clean the carpet something vicious.
Yo,
they'll wax and buff that motherfucking flow up.
Yeah, hey, Beast, I'm sorry to stop you there, but I just thought the Jetsons. I think you sent this post to me a long time ago. Is the post where you remember the intro of the Jetsons where Jay, his wife, and she took his wallet and grabbed it.
Snatch that shit back. Bitch, you doing? Hold on.
I'm sorry, you said Jetsons. That's the first thing that popped in my mind because before that meme, before that video was made, when I was small and I saw that, I didn't, when you small, you can't comprehend things easy. But you felt some type of way. You knew it was wrong. Like when I saw it, I was like, why I feel mad? Why am mad?
I was like, this just ain't like she wrong for that. Right. That's his money. Yeah.
I was like, yo, you just gonna take man's wallet? He gave you money. You took this money. And then when that
this man gave you some
gave you money. And so when I saw that, when you sent that video to me and I saw it, I wasn't even laughing. It was relief. I was like, yeah. I
knew I wasn't the only one who felt that.
Look, Mr. Jetson, get it. Mr. Jetson, like, yo, I've been doing this for so long. Get your ass up here. Get my damn watch. You can take what I give you. And Billsy said,
I was going shopping. I was going shopping. Shopping for who? What I gave you was for shopping.
What? Shoot, and this is what Billsy said. Billsy said that's the married life. Damn, Billsy, yeah.
We're like These kids, they digital. They're seeing the internet and seeing a true global connection, which is something we were trying to do. We never really could do.
Right.
We saw it on TV. TV was our global connection. The internet is now their global connection.
And the thing is,
that's their TV.
And the thing is, we were the ones that started off with it. We was the glitches, the issues, definitely with the gamers. We went through all the headaches that you don't have to deal with. You're welcome. Like the internet. Like a lot of people don't remember AOL. They were like, what's AOL? America on.
A lot of people don't know this sound. This all you got. When you ask what AOL is, or you ask how the internet was, like the Wild Wild West. But instead of barren terrain with cacti and tumbleweed and dust clouds.
I'm a sip on that, but keep on going.
Okay, for gamers, that PlayStation load up screen to let you know everything was good with the disc, take that and intensify it by 1,000 would make it straight audio. This is the hell. That was life for us. We dealt with that shit because we was going to hear that ding. Welcome to American Online.
Mm-hmm. Or the famous, you got mail.
You got mail. No, y'all motherfuckers, y'all think y'all doing something when it come to, oh, I got multiple PlayStation accounts. Bitch, we all we had was free AOL discs. I knew families that had internet for years off of free AOL discs. Use them bitches till it run out and go steal somebody else's. You got 4 people in the house, everybody come back with 10 each. We good for like another 6 months.
You are spitting up our facts because over there, I remember in Virginia, back at home, you had AOL, you had Net Zero, you had Netscape, you had there was another one. I think at
Internet
one time
Explorer.
Internet
it was those.
And I think Verizon. I think it was Verizon. They were trying to get their hands in it too with the internet.
They had their phone internet. Well, you was either cable, which at that it was AOL or Comcast.
Because get that damn disc like Net Zero. Now, if I had to pick which one I like the most, I like Net Zero. Net Zero was fast, but then that shit, like then when Verizon and all the other ones started to catch on the internet shit, those discs was like obsolete. But Net Zero was hanging in there though. I gotta give it to them. They was hanging in there. I don't even see their shit no more. I don't even think they ain't even in business anymore.
None of them are in business anymore. It was just like the AOL.
AOL got bought by Time Warner.
If anything, all of them now are actual emails.
Emails now, yeah. Net Zero.
Either emails or just like email servers. I heard Net Zero. Net Zero, was it Nexpedia? God, the era of random internets.
Yeah, because Net Zero was mainly in the hood. Net Zero was the one that I always seen like at like
that was a cricket for that.
Yeah, because you would see that at more of the strip malls up in the hood where the flea markets and all that stuff was. Because in Virginia, they got like a place where it's when you go inside and you know you got some in North Carolina where it's a flea market inside a strip mall that used to be a mall. And you always would see the Net Zero disc being sold there. I was like, man,
it's either sold, given away. When you got your phone book. Yes, a phone book was Google in paper form, but it included all the businesses as well as all the residents. It was a Google that let you randomly find people's phone numbers.
And they update it every year.
Every year.
They updated. But so what are we all saying? Even though we kind of went off the train tracks, but what are we saying? What just got to relate with Soulja Boy? Soulja Boy actually sold games, even though he got ridiculed about it. He actually was selling a game console with all those famous old school games. But here's the catch. Remember, he said it was his business. I'm gonna use. Let's use. Because I didn't realize I wasn't following them. Let's use Rick Ross for example. What's that? Yeah. What's that? That alcohol that he sponsored? Because he got freaking
I don't know. Because to be honest with you, I know. Oh, yeah, Bel Air. Yeah. I know he does the Wingstop. No, Buffalo Hot Wings. That's his.
No. You're right. No, you're right. The first time. It's Wingstop. Wingstop is his shit. That's Rose. That's his shit. So Wingstop.
Okay.
And Bel Air. So let's use those two for example. He don't own Bel Air. And he does not own Wingstop. And going with Diddy, because I just had the alcohol in my damn head. I was about to say it. Got Ciroc. You see Diddy, every commercial you got Ciroc. And then you got what's his face? 50. He got his fucking alcohol. I forgot what the fuck that shit was.
That nigga got Powerade.
Yeah. So they got those brands, but they don't own those brands. They're ambassadors. They're the face of the brand. Meaning
those aren't their brands.
Right. Meaning they don't own it, but they are putting it out there for you to get.
They get paid.
Yeah.
Yes, they get paid. They get paid, and then if they're smart, they get a percentage as well.
Right, and then if they're smart, they probably would like what freaking Shaq did with his brand. He reinvested in it to the point where now he owns his own self. So now he's gonna make money off himself, which I know freaking Rose know how smart and savvy he is. He's probably reinvesting back into that business to be like, rather than me just being an ambassador, then I can own half or at least have controlling stake in these brands. So now, rather than them like, hey, could you promote this out? He can be like, why don't you do this? Or no. Even though I believe he got the power to, even though I know he got the power to do it now as an ambassador, but still, rather than him just using his fame to say it now, which he's in the position to do now, but when he reinvested and have a controlling stake, now he got business behind it. Because now I'm the brand now. Not just the ambassador, I am the brand. So when you tell me something I don't like and I say no, rather you saying like, oh, I know you got the fame and all that stuff, and I don't want to lose that base, now it's, oh shit, he got the controlling stake. I could lose my job. But what I'm trying to say to y'all is, in Soulja Boy's case, when he had this game console that he owned, he did not own it. He was the face. Now, going back to what Beast was saying about, he say random shit and all that stuff, which is true. You have to understand that I hate to say this, but it is what it is. Yeah. He's talking out his ass when you say that shit because he knows that you're not going to research it. And a lot of people have researched it. A lot of YouTubers that are in the gaming industry that I do trust, like you got people that have been doing this for not a long time, but since YouTube got started, you might want to take their words for it because they sit there and they say like, well, yeah, Soulja Boy don't own this. He's just the ambassador, the mouthpiece. He's just going to get whatever cut they agreed upon. He probably getting 50% of the checks. Who knows? But all in all, this is not a company that he owns.
No.
He's just the ambassador. He probably owned just a little stake in it, but not a stake where he's the one that's calling the shots. And then when he finally sells that part off, yes, he probably don't get a good chunk of change, but guess what? He's not the owner. Now, Beast also alluded to his entrepreneurial skills, like he got his own lemonade and all that stuff. He probably owned those. He probably owned that. But still, you gotta think. When you talk a whole lot of shit, that's like me sitting there saying, I know about the gangs, I know about street life and all that stuff. You don't think Beast's ears gonna be perking like, oh, really? You know about the street life? And that he ain't gonna test. Like, you think he ain't gonna test my gangster? You don't think he gonna be like, hey, Morris, hey, you wanna roll out with me? And he send me to his hood, and then next day you know,
No,
hey man, he'd be like, hey man, I'll be right back. Anybody ever saw Jakey Promoters where Jeezy and his boys was in the hood? Mm-hmm. I seen that shit happen before.
It do.
I seen that shit happen before, where they lead the dude. Beast gonna leave me right there in the car, man. I'll be right back. And he gonna have his boys come up there, maybe even worse, have me in enemy territory that he probably made a deal with them. Like, yo, this dude think he's gangster. I know you don't like me. I know you don't like me. I don't like you. But let's teach this motherfucker a lesson because he think he know gang life. And they gonna test me.
Mm-hmm. Most times you just take the right conversation. And if you say the wrong thing, then you're setting yourself up for failure.
Right. And you don't understand the freaking lingo. Ask Charlemagne. Charlemagne didn't know what a drop was, and then he found out when he talked all that shit about Lil' Kim. And he's from the South. And also it varies. South motherfuckers are gonna be a lot different than New York motherfuckers.
Yep.
So when you sit there, you say all that stuff, or if you don't come correct in somebody's territory, because I'm always like this. When I'm going someplace new, I want to get with somebody that I know that knows the area. So I'm not stepping on anybody's toes, that I'm giving respect. It's no different than me going in Beast's house like, hey, how you doing? And he be like, hey, man, before you come in, take your shoes off. All right, cool. Respectfully. Because I would treat him the same way when he's coming in my house. You know? If he's like asking me like, man, you think I could get a brew? I'm like, man, man, go ahead and have whatever you want. You know, even though I still will ask. But still, it's one of those things where if you run your mouth, somebody's gonna check your gangster. They're gonna check you. Either you're a fake or you're a phony. And Soulja Boy falls in that category. Now, all that other stuff with him with Young Dolph, and I want to say this about Young Dolph and his family, whoever was affected, because Memphis is hurting right now. Because Memphis, on that side of town, Memphis, they said that boy done everything for that community. So I feel for them. I feel for Young Dolph's family, his immediate family. Even his record label feels hurt. So, and to tell you the truth, I'm not gonna speak for Young Gotti, but I guarantee you, somewhere Young Gotti's like, damn, man, you know, I feel for him, you know, even though I didn't like him, but I don't want to see him go out like that. But anything you want to add on that one, Beast?
Like you say, when it comes to that whole situation, is I hope they find out who did it in a very timely fashion, because Memphis is definitely a murder capital. They not play.
They do not. They do not. People see when they talk about murder capitals, your first thing they think about Chicago.
No,
but Chicago don't hold a candle. Definitely Louisiana. Now, don't get me wrong. Even Master P sit there said, man, they don't play down there. They don't play down New Orleans. They don't play no games. But Memphis.
This what you got to tell folks. This is what I had to tell a former roommate of my freshman year about the South and Southern towns. There's a whole lot of land. So it was like, yo, this is different between y'all living up here. Most of y'all live in what they call metropolitan areas. There's a lot of buildings. Even if it's residential or urban, there's a lot of buildings.
Yeah.
That means y'all have to go outside to the outskirts of the city to dump your bodies. In the South, we'll dump your ass right in the fucking backyard in the middle of a goddamn neighborhood. And half the neighborhood fucking knows, but they ain't gonna say shit. Oh, they don't get down like that. Yes, the fuck they do.
Yes, they do.
I know one complex right now that's got at least 3 bodies over there. That's just the 3 I know of.
Right. And then they don't know nothing about the pink farm. They don't know nothing about that.
They don't know nothing about the trailer parks.
No.
They don't know about the specific trailer parks. And the ones I'm talking about, I'm about to tell on myself, but I don't give a fuck. I did it for a good reason.
Here we go. Get a sip. Let me go ahead and get my sip in too.
We're gonna sip right.
Mm-hmm.
But had an individual in my cousin's neighborhood that was on the shady, shicey side. And he ended up fucking over some folk that we all mutual friends with over some money. They wanted to kill him. Well, because one of them was already pending gun charge and attempted murder beef, I suggested against that. But they still wanted to do something to him. So, all right, well, you can't do nothing or be linked to it. So anything that has to happen at night, has to happen away from the property. So they convinced this nigga to get in the car. They start driving. They link up with some other folk. End up moving into a bigger car. Long story short, we got him in the car, took him out to a trailer park that's on one of the back roads that leads to the city. And it's a trailer park that's consumed and inhabited by nothing but the Klan. So they ended up throwing him out in the middle of the trailer park after giving him a good conversation. Good talking to, if you will. Hit the horn, hit the lights, made a whole bunch of fucking noise as we did donuts and sped the fuck on out. I left that motherfucker. Hands tied, beaten and bloody. Dark black man in the middle of a night on the back old highway road at a racist trailer park.
Whew.
He did survive, so I don't want y'all to think he died. He eventually survived. I found that out, so that's why I feel good telling the story. He lived.
So Billsley, he said that you did it. He understand because you did it out of survival. But I want to go back to the comment that he put that I had up there for a while. I think this it's perfect. It's Jay-Z with the Brooklyn Nets and the NFL. I think Jay-Z had more of an influence in the NFL than the Brooklyn Nets because people think that he's an owner of the Nets. Technically, yes, but only 5%. He's a solid owner.
He's a Jordan owner. When Jordan owned the Wizards, he was more of a silent partner. But it was like I'll play, but won't nobody really know I own a piece of the team too.
True. That's true. Because I don't think I found out later in his career that he owned that he was an owner with the Wizards. Did not know that.
You know, with the Wizards and the Bobcats.
With the Bobcats. Because him and Bob Johnson, I think Bob Johnson still owns half the team. So No, you're right. He bought him out. He bought him out. Yeah, he bought him out.
He bought him out. I think Jordan now owns or is part owner of the Charlotte Hornets.
I think
he bought it back.
I think he owns all of it, but we do our research on that. But I know a lot of basketball enthusiasts. I know that y'all know about it. So if you know anything further, just hit us up. But going back on Jay-Z, Jay-Z is not like the half owner. He just basically did once again as a brand. Like, yeah, I do own part of the Nets, but that's what the Nets want you to believe, that he's a big time owner, which he's not. Jay-Z
but it's basics. If you got 5 owners and 5 guys, all 5 of them have the right to say I'm an owner. They could be specific and say I'm co-owner. But they all have equal right to tell anybody they face, I'm an owner, I'm an owner of 5 guys. There's 5 of y'all, so I'm surprised. I believe at least 5 of you motherfuckers that own rights to it. But if I hear from like 2 of y'all, I ain't gonna trip and like, nah, y'all niggas lying.
Right. And then Then Billsley, I'm happy that you brought this up, Billsley. Billsley put Snoop Dogg has asked permission to go to New York to not get hurt. Because I remember we remember that infamous Death Row line by Suge Knight at the Source. He said,
"No, that wasn't it. That wasn't it. It was the video that motherfuckers had the nerve to do. Talking about welcome to New York, with Snoop fucking around kicking over buildings and shit like Godzilla. Like, yeah, niggas don't forget that, B.
Oh no, definitely New York. I'm
that.
telling you, and Beast. Yeah, I know there's a lot of New Yorkers that come down there and that would tell you the real about freaking.
The vast majority of the black folk from New York are either direct descendants or fucking migrated. Like, for real.
Yeah.
Like most niggas from like Harlem and the Bronx and Brooklyn, when they talking about something, they got family down south, they talking about North Carolina.
Yeah.
Most of them motherfuckers run whenever they get into trouble, they running from the police up there, they bring their ass down to North Carolina. A lot of times Greensboro, oddly enough.
Who's that one drug lord back in the day that Denzel Washington made a movie of? The what they call North Carolina boys? Yep. Frank Lucas.
No, they was called first they was called the Southern Boys, then they realized then they was just called the Greensboro Boys.
Oh yeah, Greensboro.
Like him and all his brothers, because that's where they from. It's like that's some Southern boys, like that's some Greensboro boys. That's Frank and them Greensboro boys. Yeah, them motherfuckers crazy.
And then not to mention they don't want to come to Virginia. Virginia's too close to freaking Washington D.C. But there's a lot of New Yorkers that came. Yeah, a lot of New Yorkers come down to Virginia though. But
you they stand go down a better chance in Virginia. You stand a better chance in Virginia than you do North Carolina.
But it's something about North Carolina that attracts them to come down there anyway, because like it goes back to what you're saying. Either they're from there or they have family. And
most of them got family here. Same with Cali too.
So once again, making great conversation, ladies and gentlemen. Not trying to go too much off the beaten path of what we are talking about here. Now, going off, because it seemed like this hotel show just went on Soulja Boy, because I think we talk what we need to talk about.
We avoiding the because ain't much you can say about the Writing House verdict. Let's be honest, when we first saw this shit and you saw that boy face, you assumed his people had money. And if not, you just knew in the back of your head some bullshit was gonna pop off and he wasn't gonna go to jail. You just knew it. Whatever reason you wanted to fix in your head, you knew it. Whether he had the money, because let's be real, we thought he had money till we saw his mama. It was like, oh no, that nigga ain't getting no money. Now his mama looking like that.
Oh hell no. I'm trying to think of what she looks like. Like somebody actually had a meme. I wish I would have posted up on here.
Rough.
A meme of like the old lady from the Poltergeist. That short old lady. I think Billsy help me out.
That's know what I'm talking about. I know you're talking about, but that's disrespecting that's disrespecting that old little lady. You don't disrespect that kind old little sweet lady. She fought demons. Look, she went and saved little blonde haired white girls from TVs. You don't disrespect her. You don't disrespect her. Look, she looked like one of the fucking hags from the Princess Bride. What the fuck she looked like?
Look, I remember
she looked like one of the side cast members in a post-apocalyptic dystopian world movie. Like it's been 50 years since population ended. And he's one of the random cannibal-like scragglers you see. That's her. That's her. Like if this was a new Mila Jovovich Resident Evil, she'd be one of the motherfuckers that be like, please help me. I'm an evil piece of shit. And then she died from a zombie. Like that's his mama. You just look at her like that.
But here's my thing though. But she also played in a lot of movies like that. So like I said about the Rittenhouse thing, I don't think I'll be able to put up the video for Instagram. Maybe next time. I knew how the case was going to go down. Anytime where you have a judge,
anytime you got a white boy that looking that white, no, let's keep it real. Anytime you got a white boy looking that white boy, you know what the fuck it is. He looked like the white boy that played either the bully or one of the supporting cast member best friends in a high school drama or a high school sitcom show. Let's fucking keep it real. He looked like he could have been the faraway cousin for Zach Morris on a special episode of Saved by the Bell where they learn about guns. That's what the fuck this motherfucker look like. Come on now, like some racism need to be some racism, some stereotypes need to be fucking acknowledged because everybody else is gonna fucking acknowledge that shit and they gonna use it to their advantage. So why the fuck we as black people, let's just keep it real. We need to look at everybody the same way they look at us. When I see that type of white boy set up for, and I hear he done some shit like that, the most I expect from them is prison, but at a prison that specializes in mental health.
Yeah, they're not
and
going
that's saying that they're saying he's in a state that doesn't have any actual sanitariums or actual institutionalized mental health facilities. If he in one of them states, then they send him to a prison that actually has a mental health ward. They got a population that's on medication. They send him to one of them. If he had to do any real jail time, and that's only because, like I said, they give him some kind of bullshit ass mental treatment, and then that's his excuse for shooting motherfuckers up with AR-15. I wish I got ADHD and it's hyper focus. That don't give me the fucking excuse to go on a killing spree.
No, and
it don't.
I mean, I just wish that
I'm a functional sociopath, but I know that shit ain't gonna pass in court.
No, but see, the thing is, when you got the judge, when you sit there chilling with the judge, when the court's in recess, that right there I just like, yo, that's a win.
Like I said, insert your bullshit. Whatever it is that you think gonna happen, might happen, don't expect to happen, it's gonna that's how this shit gonna transpire. But the end game is white boy getting out.
B, look at what Bill C. Boy, he said the white guy who was coming to America. I ain't think about that.
Shit. See? Bill doesn't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Hey, look, no. See, that's why I say he a bully. That's why I say he look like a bully. If this was an 80s movie, he'd be the fucking stereotypical antagonistic bully on some like Goonies remake.
Yes.
Or some fucking never-ending story shit. Like you're just the asshole, and then at the end of the movie, we find out, he over there thinks dragons are real, fucking nerd. Oh. Yeah. At the end of the movie, you see a 20-foot tall dragon. So who's not real now, Kyle? This is what motherfucker is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But my thing is, I said what I said in my freaking Instagram video, but I will say this: I'm at the point right now, and then like the Revenge of the Nerds, yes. So my take is this:
he's the lead of the alphas. That's what the fuck he is. He's the lead spokesman. No, he's not. No, the fuck he's not. I know the fuck he is. Remember when they the second one, Revenge of the Nerds? Not the homeboy that was doing the talking. Not the homeboy that was doing talking. His second in command, the one that got hemmed up. The one that got hemmed up by the lenses at the end. That's who the fuck Kyle Rittenhouse is. Dudes, so we just here to party, man. Come on. Look. I'm cool with you guys. That's all Steve. He's my friend and everything, but I don't feel that way about you guys. No, no! Fuck you, Kyle Rittenhouse. That's how I feel about the shit. And if I could just end this rant, though, before you can, I just want, because if I don't say it, it might not come true. But I feel like, and I'm saying this so that whoever and whomever hears it, whenever they might hear it, they'll understand the message or they'll understand the confirmation. But remember how I said when it comes to police brutality, all that shit would really stop if a couple white boys get found hung in the middle of the streets?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, take it a step further. If situations like this arise, and after legal recourse has just defamed and belittled what is justice, if they would have just have a final destination accident 6 months to 2 years after said conviction, I'm just saying. I'm not saying, in this case, for example, he dies 24 to 48 hours later. But I'm saying if we hear tell of Kyle Rittenhouse or George Zimmerman or whoever the other white douche that choked out George Floyd, if you just hear tell of them dying randomly or mysteriously or unexpectedly, and then that starts to become a trend, well then, good sir, I can surely presume with educated presumption, a lot of this shit will stop. To sum it up, like the old white man says, there's no such thing as ghosts. Because if there really was, a lot of you white folk wouldn't be around right now. Cheers.
Cheers on that,
So I just
saying. Yes.
God's wrath was a very good way of getting motherfuckers back in line. It's something about seeing or hearing tell of a complete utter tragedy to befall some folk after numerous attempts at redemption or detours toward redemption. I don't feel no remorse. If anything, I feel a strong sense to get right with my spirit and attain a higher level of spirituality and the closeness with God or whatever God you want to call him.
Or
that's what I took from the wrath.
Or let's look at where all the big storms like hurricanes, tornadoes. I have not seen a hurricane or tornado hit a majority black community. I'm just saying. Just saying.
No, we gotta go down that rabbit hole right now because now you got me thinking. Because now you got now you got me thinking because Tornado Alley is predominantly through a lot of states that are heavy on the racism. When it comes to hurricanes, they love fucking up coastal towns. But
yes.
They always but here's the thing too, when you think about it. In the case of South Carolina, they love fucking up the coastal, but they never fuck with Gullah Gullah Island. They never fuck, like you just said, they never fuck with the black areas. I've had an actual tornado drop 200 feet from my back door. No deaths over here. Some property damage, but we all good. That motherfucker was literally close enough to see.
And what Billsy said was lead to the hurricane.
Mm-hmm. Along the coastal range. Along the coastal ranges. And speaking of that, did you hear the whole term for hurricane? I can't remember it fully, but basically, hurricane could be attributed to the sea spirit Calypso, the feminine guardian of the sea. You've heard that, like Pirates of the Caribbean. That's a real story. She would be the female equivalent of Poseidon, but more specifically, she's considered as the amalgamation of all the dead slaves that either drowned or were just thrown overboard. And the whole, you break it down, it's her I came, or her I came.
This is true.
The vengeful female spirit laying wait. And what's that whole adage again? Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
Phil's he's killing it in the comments. Message.
That's all I'm saying. I mean, I keep trying to tell folks the truth is out there. It's just spread across so many different vessels. It's the easiest way to hide it in plain sight.
Yeah.
So you gotta get a little bit. You gotta treat it like free samples at the mall. You get a little bit from this stuff, a little bit from that stuff. Make a couple rounds a couple times. Trust me, you'll get a full stomach and a full meal.
And see, Soldier Boy, you got to talk about other things, man. You make it go too deep. So we could just go ahead and close out. Let's close out with Soldier Boy real quick. Let's So like I said, that he was
watching you. No, watching you. I'm sorry.
He was not the owner.
I still do the dance.
I stopped. I don't even do it because he made some derogatory remarks. He made some derogatory remarks to soldiers. I think Billsy, I think you remember that time where he sit there saying "fuck the U.S. troops," and I was like, "Motherfucker, what? Like really?" But he apologized. I give him a pass. But
of course, come on. It's certain gangs you don't cross.
Yeah,
it's certain gang, and when it comes to America's gangs, the Crips and Bloods, there is the Army and the police. You don't talk shit. Like, you can talk some shit, but you don't make it very, very clear. You don't make it clear and vague. Like you can't just say, like, we say fuck 12, but we never say fuck 12 when there's more than two of them that can hear it. We ain't that fucking stupid.
Let me put my swag on. Fuck that dude. Yeah, he said he literally said that. Fuck the troops. He apologized, but at the same time,
he knew better.
The issue that I have with Soldier Boy is, sometimes you have to. Silence is golden. Silence is golden. You don't always have to put your dog in the fight, man. We know what you did for hip hop. We know that you started a multi-billion-dollar business in music streaming. We got it, but you just can't keep chirping, because eventually somebody's going to test your freaking gangster. I think one time him and Chris Brown was supposed to get into it. Never happened. Because I guarantee you, somebody told Chris Brown, like, look, man, you're relevant. You're making money. Whatever. That
and Chris Brown is a light-skinned, pretty boy nigga from Virginia. Richmond, Virginia. He got hands. And he crazy because he'll slap an island bitch. And we all know island girls, they definitely gonna cut you. It ain't gonna be with no little blade. Island girls use machetes and hatchets.
Look.
They don't use razor blades in the tongue.
Look, I live in Gloucester, Saluda, as a county within the county. It's crazy.
I know what you're talking about.
Look, you go through freaking Middlesex and you in the tap. They don't say Tappahannock. Mm-hmm. White folks say Tappahannock. Brothers and sisters up there, they call it the tap. There's a reason why they call it the tap. Them motherfuckers up there are crazy. I actually know Chris Brown cousin. I haven't spoken to him in years, but I would drive him up there, and it was a group. It was a group that he was trying to get from up there. You see them dressed up and everything. And, we were sitting in the parking lot talking. I think we was in the parking lot of Walmart. Ram-ass police just came on by like, what y'all doing? We just having a conversation. If you're not shopping, you need to go. And one of the dudes was like, we got a right to sit right here. We're not causing no problem, nothing. And as the cop drove on by, he was like, well, have a nice day, fucking officer. I was like, what the fuck? Man, they don't care. They do not care. And I met Chris Brown's father. Well, I won't say met him, but I've seen him. And hearing all the backstories from him, I'm like, oh, okay. And it's funny. This actually happened before the Rihanna thing happened.
That's what I should tell y'all this day. That should tell you. Virginia niggas over. Virginia is a commonwealth,
Yes.
like DC, and them commonwealths. Tell you something about them commonwealths. They're like Texas. They got certain set of rules unto themselves.
Yes.
And when you in their area, you bitch, you gonna abide by it. There's no other fucking choice about it. They got some privileges. They got some reasons why you want to come up there. You know, less taxes, certain privileges, but for the most part, they got a whole lot of rules why you don't want to stay around that motherfucker too long. I don't give a damn how much of a speed freak you are. You'll speed through Cobb County in Atlanta before your ass speed through Virginia.
Oh, hell no. I'm telling you, for somebody who live in Virginia with like half his life, and then I'm looking at the comment that's Beast just not Beast, Billsy, he said so he trying to be like a little Richard. Yeah, he is.
Gave me nothing.
He can't down. So what Beast is saying is nothing but not even facts, but the truth. When you got state patrols, you know, when you speeding on the interstate, remember the speed of traffic? These mother suckers are slick. They will hide in the bushes. And the least when you
Fuck the bushes. Fuck the bushes. These some bitches be hiding in them. That remember that random ass dirt path that Ricky Bobby found when he was running from the police? Number one, they got like 12 of them and they smaller and more hidden. Number two, these motherfuckers got tunnels like goddamn Juarez immigrants and Batman. Because I swear to God, I will see nobody, nothing but trees and fucking guardrails for the next 20 miles.
Yep. And then they get your ass.
And I go, and I see myself going 3 miles above it, and I slow the fuck down. And as soon as I slow the fuck down, I see a cop who gonna pull somebody the fuck over. Are they airdropping you some bitches in here?
Mm-hmm.
There's literally no side streets. There's no corner. Where the fuck are you coming from? Now you got me paranoid as fuck. I'm smoking. Beast. I got weed in the car.
Beast. They will sneak up on you. You wouldn't even freaking realize it. Like when I went back home to Virginia, when I was in my rental, my girlfriend just kept looking at me like, why you keep looking at the rear view? I'm like, baby, sometimes even that little Celica in the back, that's an undercover.
I don't even look at the rear view. I look at the dash. If they say 55, I ain't trying to go past. When I get to 57, I start getting nervous and shit. Because like 55, I get to 57, and I start like, all right, I need to make some room, so I close the fuck down. Ain't nobody behind me because I'm about to pump these brakes real quick. Why? Bitch, because it's 55. We in Virginia.
Like,
look, I'll hit 85 once we get to North Carolina, but till then, I am an old white man. But once I see welcome to North Carolina, shit, by goddamn time.
Look, Beast, I'm gonna tell you like this. Then we get to what Billsley put. Like, you got some police that will let you get away with going over like 5 over the speed limit. But I guarantee you, when you went 55, you saw everybody go by you, looking at you like you crazy. And then when they finally see that cop sitting there hiding, all of a sudden, and you probably look, yeah, motherfucker, see, I told y'all.
No, because that's different. North Carolina, the common rule is flow of traffic. So the goal is to find a group of people that's doing over the speed limit. You get in with them niggas, and the police can't say shit to you. Because if 6 of y'all on there and all y'all doing 95 and you in the middle, you're not speeding. You're going with the flow of traffic. If you stop, you'll cause a massive wreck.
Mm-hmm. So they can.
You have to go 95.
Yeah. So either you go get the person in front or they get the person in back, and you're in the middle. You like, look, I'm going by with the speed that, like you said, the flow of traffic.
I'm in the middle. There's nothing I can do.
Right. But going to what Bill
they forced me.
Right. That's true. And Billsy put Rihanna headbutted Chris Brown. This is why he beat her up. And see,
Mm-hmm.
I actually got to a back and forth with somebody about that one time. And they were saying, well, he shouldn't have put his hands on her at all. I was like, but y'all missing the point. She shouldn't have put his hands on him because she was checking his phone. So basically, the story goes, she got his phone. He wanted it back.
Bitch.
Yeah, and he tried to get his phone back, and she headbutted him. And look, I don't condone violence. I don't think anybody in this show condone violence, but I do condone if you hit me, I'm gonna hit your ass back.
I'm gonna rock your motherfucking jaw, bitch.
Yeah. And so for him saying that he want his phone back, and you don't give his phone back, and you gonna headbutt him. Yeah, I mean, it's that flight on flight reaction. Now the biting part is fucked up. I wouldn't condone biting, but still,
biting
people. I mean, people gotta understand.
If we ain't naked, ain't no reason to be biting me. I'm just saying. That's the only time shit like this is acceptable. That's the only time it's acceptable for anybody. If we ain't naked and the door ain't closed and a safe word ain't applied, biting is just it's uncouth.
Right, and so
I'm not speaking for myself. I'm just speaking in general.
So, and here's the thing too. Chris Brown apologized for it. He apologized for it. He got his punishment for him. But my thing is this: he never had any other issues like that, other than with Drake and Meek Mill that one time in the club. But that's on some man shit. You have not heard anything about Chris Brown abusing any other women. If I'm late to the party, not finding out, please let me know. But from my knowledge, I know that he had not had any issues other than with Rihanna. If he had any other issues that's like that, please let me know. But I'm just going on my personal knowledge. But
when you can look at Rihanna, she look like she either got a nasty attitude or she might be low key crazy as fuck. Y'all already knew.
Is she from the islands? What island she's from? Is she from the Bahamas or she's from the
Trinidad? No.
No, which one that always has the carnival? Always have carnival. Not around this time, but usually around like the.
Was it Virgin? No, I can't fucking remember at this point. Is she?
But other than that, I like how we have conversations and it goes back to what we we're saying, ladies and gentlemen, about Soulja Boy. So, but yeah, like once again, I want to give out my condolences to young Dolph and his family. It's a sad time in Memphis, and it just sucks that we have things like that happen to artists. She's from Trinidad. Okay, cool. That makes sense. That's how I remember. Right. Yeah, you're right. You was right. Because I was like, there's an island that always celebrate Carnival, and she always go. And I don't think they do it in Belize, but I know they do it. Obviously, they do it in Miami. If I could, I want to bring that here to freaking Seattle. Because Seattle has all other like carnivals and all that stuff. I said, why don't we bring the carnival here? But you take your hand for the carnival. You must have seen all the videos and pictures.
That's on my bucket list. It's on my bucket list.
I put you like this.
Now, fuck the pictures. I remember Big Pimpin'. I remember Bun B version Big Pimpin'. Fuck is you talking about?
Believe me, a Jamaican corrected me. But the thing, so yeah, I tell you like this. Carnival is a place that or event that I know my girlfriend would be like, fuck no, you're not going unless I'm coming. And then I'm have to say,
oh yeah. If you got a woman, you
yeah. It's like bringing sand to the beach.
It's like going to cosplay, but it's like cosplay for the beach.
Yeah,
everybody's cosplaying for the beach. That's Carnival. Everybody's cosplaying for the beach.
You don't want to. Couples don't need to go there. That's a place of big freaking no because you got a lot of freaking dudes that gonna test the waters and want to dance with your girl.
Ain't
And
even
then,
gonna test the waters. No, just a lot of brothers gonna get whiplash in their neck from just doing.
Yeah, that, and then also,
And then,
I know my girl.
you gonna fuck around and see two of them at the same time, so you gonna go left and go, God damn.
Yeah.
Rubberneck.
No
Jesus, but it's so worth it. It's worth it.
There ain't gonna be no rubber nigga. You got your girl there. She either gonna chop you in the back of the throat. She gonna smack you back in your head with that rubber nigga. But then you
look here, ladies. I can't speak for no other man. I can only speak for me and the brothers that understand what I'm saying. But if you my woman and we are going to an event like that, bitch, we both looking.
That's true.
Understand that.
You can't get mad at me.
I'm gonna be looking at the dangly things on her butt. You're gonna be looking at that big 5 foot long hat she got on her head and how she twerking 4 inches from the ground with it on. And it ain't moved once. We gonna be looking at everything.
Right.
I want you to point some shit out to me.
Right. Bill just said
because it's too much. Like come on, ladies. Come on. That's like me as a man taking you to Vegas, and it happens to be the Chippendales reunion convention. So it's nothing but Chippendales dancers from the last 40 years. Look like a fucking Magic Mike redo shootcast, like, and it's nothing but long hong dongs walking around the beach. Like, I'm not gonna get mad, bitch. I bring you to that. Now, don't go point not to me then, but I'm just saying, I'm not gonna be mad if you look. I knew what the fuck was up before we got here.
Right.
And if I didn't want you looking at random penis, exactly. I mean, I don't want you looking at random penis. I'm not gonna take you to an area that's lock, stocked, and barreled full of random penis. So don't get mad if we go to Carnival and I'm like, what you looking at? I'm just wondering how she not showing all her butt with she got less fabric on her than you do. But I still can't see everything. And I don't mean it in a disrespectful way. I'm just amazed. Like, I want to know who her tailor is. Like, wow, that's a stretchable fabric.
Oh my goodness! I just had one Bud Light Platinum, and I'm already feeling it. But we get to the part of the show. We get to the part of the show of the final points. Any final points you gotta say before we end the show, Beast?
The final point is my kind of final point in life. When life gives you a shit show, find a dark joke out of it. It's the only way we're really going to be able to deal with constantly hearing about Kyle writing houses and deaths like George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. Not saying make light of these situations, but if we don't learn how to be able to laugh when everything around us is trying to make us cry, then we'll never be able to truly appreciate the good days when life wants us to laugh.
All right. For me, my final point is the holiday season's coming up. I told my mom a long time ago when I was 18, when I was just turning 18, I was like, this Christmas is gonna be my last excitement. This is it. And ever since then, I've been a Scrooge. I ain't gonna lie. I said, bah humbug. Fuck Christmas. I might as well just make Christmas for my, I got a girlfriend now and I got a niece and nieces. Give gifts for them and just be happy. But this year, I chose to be like, you know what? Let me be in the festive mood. Let me get into the cheer of Christmas.
In other words, let me treat Christmas like other adults treat Halloween. An excuse to get drunk.
Right. And so that's exactly what I decided to do just for this year. I say I'm gonna be in a jolly mood. I'm gonna be on my best behavior. I'm always on my best behavior. Wait. And be nice, be merry, be jolly, help out with Christmas decorations, start getting gifts, go on my very first Black Friday. All these great things.
That's one thing I ain't doing. We ain't doing no Black Friday shopping.
But
I slap hoes. I'll be out there. First person push me. Wow. You catching a mean call alone.
And look, and Bill's even said, I'm there, bro, drunk. And so when after Christmas is over, I don't want to hear shit. I don't want to hear, Moise, you were such a Scrooge and all that stuff. But I can go back and say,
I knock over every last bit of this stuff.
He said, bro, don't go to Black Friday. Don't worry, my finances is looking kind of tight. So
y'all don't understand. Unless you got extra money for medical or legal, don't take your ass out there on no Black Friday. Because these evil ass fucking parents, the shit they do for these ungrateful little bastards. Like, I've worked the Black Friday, and ever since then, I refuse to shop on Black Friday. Because I know how you fucking creatures are. And I'm that dude in Black Friday that's like, I came with a slapjack and some brass knuckles. I got all black. I'm like, I ain't come in regular clothes. I came in fighting clothes. Came in clothes I don't mind getting dirty and getting torn. Why? Because there's gonna be some pregnant mama that's gonna get arrested for some bullshit. I've seen it. I have seen it.
Bill says, "See it once, never again." So what I'm saying,
you know, yeah, bro. So, you ain't seen hell till you see over 200 parents standing in a line for a fucking toy that they only have 120 of them for.
So as y'all can hear the ups and downs about this, but
the horror.
I would say this: once Christmas is over, I'm going to be so excited to take. Well, my girlfriend's mom going to take the tree down. I'm not going to try to help her out. I love her. I'm joking, Mama Lisa. I'm gonna help you out.
I'll take the tree down. You got some papers? I'll take the tree down.
I will help you. I will help you take the tree down. She watched the show. I found out she said.
Hey, I'm just saying, if y'all got enough papers in the pipe, I could take that tree down real quick.
But once that tree is down, I'm gonna be on my drunk shit before the New Year's. I'm gonna be on my drunk shit. I am going to be drinking. I'm literally gonna tell my girlfriend I'm gonna be drinking. Literally to New Year's, because our New Year's is like this. Our New Year's is us falling asleep. We be watching a movie and we already acting like an old couple as it is. So
you got to do this for me though. You got to do this for me. You got to do this for me, because I need to know I ain't the only one. I got feeling Billings and gonna do this, because as a black person, I need to hear these two songs from you, from the rest of my black folk. It ain't Christmas until I hear good old Donnie. You gotta hear that Donnie. And I need to motherfucking hear.
Say it. I'm waiting for it. Say it.
Santa Claus is coming from town. If I don't hear no goddamn Jackson 5 talking about Santa coming to town, or Michael done seen Mama kissing Santa Claus, I swear for good Lord on everything I love, I'll burn down this motherfucking nation.
You missing one.
How can you?
You're missing one.
What's up?
The Temptations. Silent Night.
See, that goes without saying. Like, because that's church. Ooh. See that's church right there. That's one of them only secular songs you can get away with. I done sang it in the middle of the church.
I'm telling you.
Merry Christmas.
Yes.
To me. Oh, you.
I'm gonna tell you the first
Come on now.
Look, the first part hits me. I'm gonna tell you the parts that get me. The first part get me in my mind.
Oh, that's when you know. Doom, 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 in my mind.
Well, come on.
My shit when Blue came in. When the bass come in, you let the
Yo.
Shepherd's Queen. Go ahead, Blue. The side. Let that nigga sing.
Yo,
I'm sorry.
was like this. Look, he was like this. I know y'all barely hear me on the song.
No. He was like, y'all never hear me. He was like, y'all never hear me. But as God is my witness, y'all gonna hear me today.
Today. You say y'all gonna remember this part.
Yeah.
That first part. The first
and
part.
Then when he ends it.
Part.
Merry Christmas from the Temptations. Lay down. Go sing that in somebody's church. You're going to have at least 3 mothers of the church laying. Sing it, baby. Sing it.
I'm telling you. They're going to have some. Look. Just listen to that song.
Gotta do this clap right here. Yes, Lord.
I'm telling you.
No. Right here. This is clap. They doing this right here. Yes, Lord. Yes.
I'm telling you.
You better do it, baby. Let them use you.
Before that song come on, and I don't even like eggnog. You better have.
Oh shit! You gotta have some better.
Eggnog mixed with some freaking Jack, Jim, or Hennessy, whatever you mix it with when you listen to that song. Because a lot of that song be hitting people. That song be hitting some people like
that's when it's acceptable to be drunk. Like,
yeah,
when you play them songs, you expect somebody. Because I'm gonna be that drunk uncle with the eggnog in the flask, talking about little boy too, and little boy too. Santa Claus coming to town. Oh yeah. Santa Claus is coming to town. What?
I remember my freaky Uncle James.
Turn in your black card if you don't feel what I'm saying. Now I'm gonna put it out there. Turn in your black card if you don't feel it.
Look, my Uncle James, he's not a big eggnog fan, but every time he played that Temptation Solid Night, he mixed it. I don't know what he mixed it with. And he
got that Johnny Walker in there, motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm telling you. He had that sucker on blast in my mind. And
that's usually when either you take a sip before or you take a sip after. You gotta hear that in my mind.
That's a rap.
He's just moaning with it.
Man.
Go on, sing it for me, nephew. Go on, sing it for me.
Yep, baby. Yep. And then we be talking. Look. And then we famous. And then the famous talk. Now if he have his brothers and family over there, not even brothers, like his friends over there. Oh, it's a rap. They be talking about the first time when they first heard this song. They said, "Man, I was just really high when I heard this."
Like, boy, I remember the first time that thing came up. We was over at you remember Nell, Jimmy little sister?
Yep.
Talking about Jimmy, Jimmy. Damn, I ain't heard that guy. The niggas get to reminisce. Damn, I ain't heard that in so long. Next thing you know, these niggas done told about 15 different stories about motherfuckers in their past. And forgot the song then went off. Like, nah, run that shit back. Run that shit back.
Yep. They would run that shit back 5 times because they be stuck in stories like, yo, you remember what's her name again? What's that place we go to? Man, play it.
Now, all you gotta do is do this. You remember this person? Who? This person. You used to be with this person. You talking about this person had that thing happen to him? Yeah. Who got time, bro? I ain't heard that. Well, you know this happened to him. Shut your damn mouth. When?
Yep.
Yeah, about that. It's about years ago. Yeah, man. She after them too. Did this happen? Did this? We know she's doing good now. Yeah. She's the first lady over here. She moved back home. She got a first lady. Yeah, she grandma now. Do good with herself.
Yep.
That's good. That show is good. That nigga she went one shit. Oh, that nigga was shit. I told you that nigga was shit. Knew back then that nigga was shit.
And you just a kid, and you sit there and watch it, and you like, yo, you ain't knew what they were talking about till you got older. You like, oh damn, how y'all talk about S like that? I can't help it. She was a hoe. I can't help it. I sure
like shit. Ain't nobody tell you your uncle the damn marry ass. Hell, we told him not to.
Man, your uncle don't even know that she went through 3 months.
I know I damn sure did.
She don't even know that he don't even know that kid is his. Not even his.
No, that's when one of them get real drunk and fuck around and drop a bomb on your ass.
Right.
Well, you know he might be your daddy, right? It always come out real smooth, and it's just traumatizing some bitch. She just,
look,
you know your grandma really your mama, right?
Yeah, Bills is sneaking facts, man. I know so much shit now because of that.
What? That's why mama used to get mad. Why you being grown? Get around grown folk.
Oh,
and now we say the same shit because we know. Nah, we get loose lip when we get around each other. This little nigga gonna know some shit 20 years from now.
And look,
in another room.
And look, and the funny thing is, did we get around our cousins and get around our brothers that we like, and we doing the same exact shit that the old cats doing? We doing that shit right outside, like, yo, man.
Then we're gonna say some shit like, oh hell, girl, he gonna be all right. They did this shit to me growing up. So I'm good. Then as soon as she leave, gonna take you a little sip. Just a little sip.
Yep.
It tastes terrible like a motherfucker, don't it? That's why you don't drink it till you get grown. You don't drink it till you're 21.
Yep.
That's how they teach you shit. That's how you like, go and drink you some alcohol. Oh, this is terrible. That's why you don't drink till 21. See, after you're 21, your body know how to take it.
Yeah, and then Billsy said the trick is to be quiet. Oh yeah, quiet. I mean quiet as well.
Just be quiet and know how to say yes, sir, no, sir, okay. And they'll let you sit there and be deep in the conversation. Then you fuck around and find some shit out about your parents. Like, man, your daddy ever tell you he almost went home with your auntie? What the fuck? Yeah, you know your auntie was supposed to be your mama.
Man, that sounds like freaking soul food. Remember that part with Vivica Fox? You know, I knew dude was trying to hit up on her until she slipped and left goddamn what's her name? Left her sister, the woman that played her sister, and she slipped, and they end up getting married. I was like, damn, that's fucked up. What's your name? Vanessa Williams.
Yeah.
You sit there working with Vanessa Williams. He sit there just looking at freaking Vivica Fox. Well, Vivica Fox, she was thinking that goddamn move. I ain't gonna lie.
Yes, she was.
Yeah, Vivica. And you saw the thirst in his face, man. With that Jerry curl, sit there looking at his.
But it was understandable. It was like let's be real. Yeah. Let's be real gentlemen. Let's be real humans. When you saw that movie, you saw the cute, pretty-faced, somewhat slim thick Vanessa Williams, and thought, cool, great girlfriend material. Definitely can take her home to mom. But then you saw that little sister was like, I could take her home to mama too. And mama won't know the shit I done to her neither. Yeah.
And the little sister, she was the one that got married, right? She's the one that got married.
Yeah, he's like, yeah. He's like, yeah. That's wrong.
And then I think Vivica, I think she was like the middle child, I think she was the middle child.
Now, what's funny is my parents met like that.
Oh damn.
the way the story goes, my dad was dating one girl, and this is like the ballerest shit ever. I have so many questions because he walked into the front door with the girlfriend. By the time he walked out of the back door through the kitchen, it was with my mama, and then they ended up together getting married and having my ass. The craziest shit about that is his ex-girlfriend and my mama ended up becoming the bestest of friends.
Wow.
Through their marriage, through my father's death, and through my mother's death. Like, it became like a weird joke that they would tell. It was funny, like, Sister Kathy's supposed to be your mama. Like, what the fuck is you talking about? And then they tell you the story how, I don't know what your mama said to your daddy that night, but he walked in the front door with Sister Kathy. He walked out the back door with your mama. I just looked at my mama like, what the fuck did you say? Like, for real? Like, word? Mama, word? What did you tell my daddy? Because I'm intrigued, like, the whole setup. A, what kind of party was this? B, how big was this house? So how long in time we thinking? And C, the biggest question, what the fuck did my mama say to this man to make him be like, oh no, I want this pussy right here.
Right.
But you came with some. She be all right. I'm going home with her. But then you come, no, she good. Mike got her. Mike, he got her. Because that's who she ended up marrying. Nigga named Mike. So, Mike got it. Yeah. Come on, what's your name, girl? Louise. How you doing, Louise? Let's go on out this back door and talk. So tell me about yourself. 4 years later, my black ass popped the fuck up.
And ladies and gentlemen, just to think about it, I know we got Thanksgiving coming on this Wednesday, so just want to give y'all the schedule. On the 24th, it's gonna be a tomorrow decision if we're gonna do the show. But I just want to get one show in. But other than that, we gotta head on out because I was doing my final points and see what happens. So, but other than that,
no such thing as final points.
As for my dog, Beach Johnson, and as for me, your great show, Donna Much Morris. You know what? See if you could get the owner of Sky Zone to come on the show for next week if you can. So he can promote his products. And I need to buy some of his damn products, but money's been kind of tight on my end. But I'm gonna tell you, I gotta buy his freaking that PlayStation smell, so and all the other great stuff. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, check out our sponsor. It's still strong at the bottom. Hoodies, candles, all that sort of stuff. Check it out. But we are outro. Y'all have a good day, a great day. Have a great week. I just want to say that. It's been real. Catch y'all later. Bye-bye, y'all. It's been real. Peace. Catch you later.